Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Wrestleslam, the podcast brought to you by Manscaped.com and the Macau Casino, Cork City. I'm joined by the incredible Meg, Matt Murphy, and Phil, and we bring you a massive show here, fresh after All Elite Wrestling All In. And we just want to send our regards to anyone that is stranded in the UK right now that can't get the fuck home. Flights have been, you know what I mean, at a standstill now. Our beloved and our good friend Tim Cronin somehow managed to get home today from London. We do not know how he done it. We don't know, did he drive the plane? We don't know what happened, but Tim Cronin and Darren Blake both got home. And we know there's many Cockonians stranded right now. So look, hopefully everything is all right. And hope you're all well. It's a sad week in the world of wrestling. Obviously, we broke the news on our Twitter page. Obviously, Bray Wyatts passed away and the legendary Terry Funk. So I think it's only fair that we speak about Bray Wyatts for the first few minutes on the show, and obviously Terry Funk. And I'm going to go to you first, Phil. Look, obviously Bray Wyatts passing was absolute shocking news. It's proper hit me. You know, like it's very frequent that we see wrestlers pass away, but normally they're like what I mean. They're a good age, and Bray's only I suppose such a young age, but it's traumatizing news. It's such a shock, and the fact that he's such a big name in the company right now, it's going to be hard to fill that void. Maybe something they could ever do.
Yeah, I think it's. I was trying to think yesterday. I think it's the first since Eddie for an active.
Yeah,
if I can remember well, I think it is anyway. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but like it's very out of the blue. I actually thought it was a joke, to be honest, when I heard it first. Like I know I've had my critics and I've had my thing, but the man was super talented and he was a genius when it came to creative stuff, and he just, I don't know, I was just blindsided by it all, I suppose.
And look, we heard rumours in the last couple of months that he wasn't well, but none of us knew exactly what was going on. No, we still won't know, and we'll probably never know. But like,
I think that's more for his kids more than anything.
Yeah, like there is things floating about, but like you know what I mean. I'm just going to recall, and I don't mean to, you know what I mean, to kind of. Just obviously, we know Owen Hart was a big one. You mentioned Eddie Guerrero, and like we've lost so many. Like we will get into Terry Funk in a second, but like I think it hurts the most, Matt, the fact that like Bray, we're seeing a lot of videos come out now. He was such a nice guy in general, but like he was on a brink of coming back. There was a report there like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that he was cleared to come back and he was on the brink of coming back. So like it's probably fair to say like Bray Wyatt was probably expected back on our screens this September, like and it's frightening that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, lads. Like I said this in the past few episodes, so many times I've praised Bray about his creativity in the ring and everything. Is just so upsetting to hear about this news. So when I personally heard about that he was going to come back, I was buzzing because I felt like whenever he's off screen, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. I was just looking forward to see what kind of creativity that Bray is going to bring to the screen, and like even what character he's going to bring. And you rarely get that these days, of just having a wrestler coming on WWE, coming on AEW with all these ideas, how to pitch, how to do proper storylines. And I remember when I actually heard this out from yourself, actually, and I was like, Phil, I really doubted. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. And then, of course, I woke up the next day and we have all been greeted to all these messages, all these videos about Bray Wyatt. And I can't recall the last time a celebrity or a wrestler passed away that really hit me. It's like what you said. We've had wrestlers passed away, but they all had a good age. They all had good times. But Bray was still just starting. He was still starting, and it's just like, and I'm getting emotional just saying out loud. But like, it's just that he created so many moments in his small time, even all the way back when he was Husky Harris, even. Yeah. And he came back with such a good character, did so much developmental works, and he left a big impact. And it's just, and I can think of so many good moments from him, like when he debuted against Kane, when he returned at Extreme Rules. Oh God, there's so many in his small career. So Bray left such legacy, and we're never going to forget him. And
definitely. Well, I appreciate them words. Meg, obviously, look, we know Bray Wyatt was he was iconic creatively. There was no one like him. As a wrestler, very good. You know what I mean. Former WWE champion. You know what I mean. We know what he's done since he's come. It's sad news, isn't it? It's tragic. It's he's got a young family, a beautiful partner. You know, a beautiful family. And it's going to leave such a void. And it's kind of crazy. We mentioned Luke Harper. Obviously, we know Luke Harper passed away, and that was a shock many years ago. But it's tragic news, isn't it? It's hard to believe this still happened, you know.
I know, yeah. I'm actually in shock myself at it. When I found out, I actually, like the others, I thought it was, not not a joke, but fake news kind of thing. I was like, oh, I know, that's what's happening. So they're always saying celebrities are after dying or something's after happening. So I was like, oh, what's this about now? And I first saw come across on my Instagram story, someone shared a speech that Bray Wyatt did, a promo that he did, and they captioned it, "This hits different now." And I was like, geez, like what's this about? Like, why is it hitting different? Like, is he coming back or what? Like, is it after being a promo release that I didn't see? And then I clicked into it, I was like, this is what? And I was like, I don't understand what I'm actually reading. Like, I actually didn't believe it. I was like, no, people are just, this is a global piss take. Like, then I was Googling it and I was like, gee, like, he's actually, like, this is actually true. And then once I confirmed it, the first person I texted was actually yourself, Jerry.
Yeah.
I was, chatting with you every week about it. And I was like, I actually can't believe it. And I suppose I was waiting for you to tell me it was fake. Like, I think I was nearly expecting, a respectable source like yourself to tell me it was fake. But yeah, it's shocked. I look forward to what, I suppose, wackiness, as Matt said, the creativity would bring each week, and I suppose, like, for me, the Firefly Funhouse style was the start of pushing boundaries coming back to WWE. I suppose we had the Attitude Era, which was a bit cheeky, and then we moved into very PG television for a while, and then we see, like, the Attitude Era creeping back, here and there. But I think what Bray was doing was really pushing that boundary. How far can he go with mixing that kid style program with humor that the adults will appreciate and enjoy? So I'm going to miss that a lot. I was expecting him to come back as well this year, especially with Alexa being away with her personal family life. And I was like, right, Bray will come back in a different character, the same character. We'll build up to maybe them uniting again in the future to cause more havoc. But yeah, I'm shocked. I'm still in shock. Like, I'm so young as well.
Yeah, no, it was just devastating news. And like, it's so tragic. You could see, I think there was over 20 superstars, first of all, got tattoos in memory to Bray. But the fact is, his dad's a legend, the IRS man, and his brother's board Dallas. It's a genetic thing. It's in the family. Even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming out, and he was quite emotional. Yeah, it's just shock. I think, unfortunately, in the media industry, when tabloids get a hold of a story, they're going to publish it straight away. But I was very hesitant to actually put up the story or put up anything at all. I don't think I'd done that for a while, to be honest. I think it was the next morning I did it. So, like, it's tragic, and I can just I can recall actually meeting Bray Wyatt in Dublin in Smith's, and he was the one superstar I did not expect to be there. I'm almost certain, was he WWE champion before?
No, he was a tag champion.
Was he? Did he win? Did he win the WWE championship before that Smith's event, or was it after?
Yeah,
he was, wasn't he? He was champion before, maybe.
Just about.
He was for a short time, and I think I did saw. We'll get back to you, but I saw that when you mentioned it, was like someone tweeted. It was like, we know he was only world champion for like 2 weeks, but he was still WWE champion. I was like, yeah, there's legs.
Yeah, I was trying. I remember like just for any the Irish fans that go to Smith. Like, if you go to Smith's, there's normally a meet and greet. And Meg, I always tell you what to do for the meet and greets in Dublin. But this one time, Bray Wyatt was there, and he was the tag team champion with Matt Hardy, I think. And it was just surreal. I was like, how the fuck is Bray Wyatt here? Because he's such a suit. Like, they'll always have big names anyway, but it's just like Bray Wyatt. He was the one I did not expect to be there. I was like, that's the one guy I want to meet. Like, and I just remember going up to him, like, he had a, hey man, that pure husky voice. Like, and I'm like, fucking hell, like, this is Bray Wyatt. Like, and it was one of them times that I really got starstruck. And I wrote out his autograph there because I didn't know what the autograph was, but I took it out and I put it on my son's wall. And I was like, that's Bray Wyatt. He's like, is that the man that passed away? And he was like, Jesus, like, and he's like, when did he sign that? Like, I was telling him the story, but surreal. I'm just gutted. I'm absolutely gutted that he's gone. I was looking forward to the comeback. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was critical at times, given that they weren't using him right. And I suppose at the time he was out, I wasn't too sure what was going on. And I think some of us might have been critical on the show, saying, what's going on at Bray now, this and that.
But you know what it was? It was just repetitive stuff that really, really just got to the point of like, just get on with. Like the story was there, but it was just dragging on. I think that's why we kept.
It was just that comeback was huge.
Yeah,
like, Meg, you probably remember the comeback a few months back, and the pop was incredible, and then he kind of went missing. But no, we kind of realized maybe what was going on, and I think every media outlet in the wrestling world was probably in the same boat. There's more behind the scenes, so we're going to miss you, Bray. Thanks for all the memories, and look, you won't be forgotten. I know for a fact you're going to be a future Hall of Famer, Matt. Definitely.
Safe to say, Bray, you always be with us, and we'll always follow the buzzards.
Oh yes, 100%. Nicely put. Now we have to mention as well, guys, Terry Funk, that famous forever quote. If anyone remembers Beyond the Mat, I think it was 97, 98, that was brought out, and Terry Funk was one of the main stars in that. And to me, watching that 98, it felt like he was actually 60 years of age. Then, obviously he wasn't, but he was retiring in Beyond the Mat. I think he's had more retirements than anyone, but obviously we lost a hardcore legend, Terry Funk. I know Mick Foley was leading tributes among all the rest of the stars. CM Punk actually had it on his hand wrap. He had Forever Terry Funk. Another tragic loss. One of the biggest names in all of world wrestling. This guy's not just a name. He's one of the biggest, Phil.
Yeah. I was thinking, wasn't a few months ago someone tried to say he was dead and it was fake news.
Yeah, they put up a picture then of him with the birthday cake.
Yeah.
And he looked fragile, but he looked like Terry Funk. But look,
he's 79. It's a good age.
Yeah, and that's a good age. It's a young age and a good age. But yeah, I think he's been through the barriers.
Yeah. He was a proper icon. Like my first memory of him would have been Chainsaw Charlie. Because we didn't have ECW growing up. But Chainsaw Charlie would have been the first thing I would have saw with him.
I know this is in a bobby, but it's just I feel like every great wrestler has their own trademark weapon. Triple H had the sledgehammer, the Hardy Boys had the ladder, Edge Christian had the chair. Terry Funk had a chainsaw.
Yeah.
We need to clarify that. And it was
it did. I'll always remember, if anyone's watched Royal Rumble 97, himself and Mankind, I think they just left the fucking ring and they were beating the shit out of each other outside the ring. I don't even think they came back into the Rumble.
I don't think so. No, not that one.
No, I think they actually never re-entered the Rumble. They just left the ring underneath the mat.
Mick just came back as another character.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, tragic news, and it's a sad news. I don't want to keep the show on a sad note, so we'll have to kind of change the mood. But obviously, look, Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk, you will be missed. Absolute icons, and look, you'll never be forgotten. It's fair to say, well, we have to talk about All Elite Wrestling, but I just want to go on to a kind of a cheesy topic right now. I watched John Cena's brand new film last night, Friends Vacation 2, right? Now, I looked at the reviews, right? I thought the film was fucking brilliant. I looked at the reviews, and the reviews are trying to say it's his worst film ever, right? So I don't it just because I'm a corny, I love a romantic comedy, a chick flick. I love all them kind of films, and I get criticized for that. But I really enjoyed this John Cena film.
I've seen it.
The reviews are fucking bad, right? So, Phil, honest opinion, I'm going to get to Megan as well, because Megan's seen John Cena films in the past. But, Phil, was it a bad film, or was it just me and I'm just easily pleased?
Okay, I'll tell you the honest thing about it. The first one is good. Vacation Friends 1. That is not good. The second one.
So is John Cena in the first one as well?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Right, I'm going to watch that tonight.
The first one is so much better. The second one's atrocious.
How bad is the second one?
I'm going to go 2 out of 10.
Oh man, I need to get my life together. I really do.
But you know what? It's not even. There's bits of it where Cena's funny in it, but
he's really funny, funny.
But the whole jokes with you have to watch it. But there's jokes at the airport were stupid.
Yeah, the pranks. Yeah.
They're so childish and kind of kiddish, and it was just lame.
Yeah. Meg, have you seen Vacation 1?
No, I didn't know they existed, and I'm so sad I didn't. You, Jerry, I'm a big fan of the cheese and the corny.
Love them.
Just easy watching. You switch off for an hour and a half, whatever, and you just enjoy it. But if it's based on other movies I've seen with John Cena, hashtag Barbie,
Yeah.
I'm just going to be delighted, I say. I like him in movies just because it's just such a contrast. You see this huge, muscly man walking on screen, and then he's in a cheesy rom-com. It's just the juxtaposition always gets me when I see wrestlers. The Rock, I'm getting kind of used to The Rock at this stage because he's always playing action roles. But they don't always put John Cena in an action role, and it just gets me every time.
Yeah, no.
What I liked about this one
is,
what I liked about it, he has long hair and a beard.
Yeah, he looks well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looks really well.
I give you a John Cena film to watch, Blockers.
Blockers.
Yeah.
Amy Schumer, is it?
No, that's Trainwreck.
Oh yeah. Mm.
But Blockers is a funny one. You would like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that. I think I might have seen it.
It's old. It's a few years old.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. Matt, have you seen Friends Vacation 1 or have you seen 2 by any chance?
Right, so Peacemaker, right? So I saw the TV show a while back, and I thought it was actually really amazing, but put together by James Gunn. You can feel like that John Cena really lost himself in the character and really enjoys it. So clearly, I haven't seen Vacation 1. I just want to use Peacemaker as an example. So yeah, I thought Peacemaker was actually a good TV show, great crack. Turn off your brain, have a good time. Different from any other DC property. So yeah, that's my thoughts on holidays. I mean, Peacemaker. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's let's just say someone handed me a fire stick, and that's how I probably seen the second one. But anyway, it's
the first one is quite funny, to be fair to it. It's just I think what happened was it was more the same, and I've seen the other one.
Yeah. No, I thought it was good. I'm gonna put you all on the spot, right? I'm gonna go with Meg first. So Meg, right, quick one for you. Who is the best out of the three, acting wise? John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, or Batista?
Oh, lad, I want to say Batista because Marvel is close to my heart rather than other franchises, but he doesn't do that much. So The Rock gets typecasted. He might as well just portray himself as actually Dwayne The Rock Johnson in a movie and not anything else. He just gets typecast as to who he is. So, I mean, John Cena does an okay job of not being John Cena, the typical. But then you look at John Cena actually as a human, as a person, and he's a really nice guy. So then again, is he actually being typecasted again into these lovely roles? Who would be the best actor? I mean, Batista is not really typecasted because he doesn't do too much, but he's fun to watch. But I'm going to say The Rock just because my mom loves watching his movies and I've seen a lot of them. So
love it. Good answer. Yeah. Phil Connolly, you've seen a man has seen probably a million movies. And look, you know a good movie when you see one as well. But look, Batista, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, John Cena. Who is your number one pick?
I think Batista because he cares about the craft and he actually wants to get better. And he's openly said, I want to be a better actor. And he was giving out recently about not enough roles for him, rom-com roles for him. People seem to cast him in these big tough guy roles. But no, I really like Batista because you get him like James Bond. The only thing now I want to see him in Fast and the Furious. I want to see Cena, Rock, and him all in one.
And surely that's the next franchise that might happen.
Yeah. But no, Batista's brilliant in what was the one that we saw recently with him? The Woods, not Cabin in the Woods, Knock on the Door. Cabin, Knock on the Cabin. That's the one.
Yeah. Is he Oscar material?
He could be, yeah. Honestly,
in time, yeah, as his age and he'll get better and better, as you said.
But he's so good. He's so much variation as well to his roles.
Yeah, I like him. I'm a big fan of
Blade Runner, and he's in a few other James Bond and a few other ones.
Yeah. No, good take. There's two good takes. So we have a Dwayne The Rock Johnson and we have a Batista. Matt Murphy, the ball is in your court. It's in your playground. You're a man that makes movies just like the great Phil Connolly. You know what it takes to bring the best out of an actor. Who do we have? John Cena, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, or Batista? Who's going to take the title of Matt Murphy's favorite wrestling actor?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna make it easy on me. I'm actually gonna cut The Rock out, simply because I feel like that every movie he's been in lately, I just see The Rock, or they just like cast him as The Rock and everything. Because you won't believe the amount of movies that he was in that he does the people's eyebrow, and I'm like, it kind of ruins it. Your character, Rock. Come on, lad. So John Cena. I mean, John Cena is actually getting well known, as we all know, in the acting world. He's even being casted in like roles that doesn't require him being the tough guy here and there. So seeing him actually being in like trying out different roles, even if he knows that it's going to be degrading for him, he's still having a great crack for it. But I'm kind of the same with Phil Batista. When he said the reason why he dropped out of like Guardians of the Galaxy as Drax is because he wants to pursue more serious roles. So seeing him actually respecting it so well, because my favorite Batista role has to be his role in the Army of the Dead.
Yeah, that's something.
Have you seen it? He is the main character. He actually lifted this entire cast under a grand director as well. And I even saw him in I think it was Onions Glass.
Glass Onion,
him actually playing like, of course, a tough guy, but I knew it was Batista, but literally when I saw him on screen, like 2 minutes, I just saw him as the character, so I think and I don't think it counts John Cena because we don't see him in any of his movies because we can't see him, to be fair. He's that much great an actor. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say Batista in this one.
That's a fair one. And I'm going to quickly mention, right, we're going to name a couple of other movie stars via wrestlers. I know Hulk Hogan was in a couple of films. Sheamus has been in 2 or 3 films.
Turtles,
and he was in an Irish film.
More WWE,
Who else has been there? Kurt Angle was in Warrior.
Yeah.
Macho Man was in what? What was Macho Man in again?
He was in Spider-Man.
Yeah. And
Fuck off.
Yeah, the first Tobey Maguire one. Yeah,
he was Bonesaw. And Chris Jericho, he was in Terrifier too.
Oh yes, I remember.
Chris Jericho.
I thought I watched a lot of movies, but I didn't.
I could see Megan nodding her head. She's like, I didn't fucking hear about this Batista film. Like,
you know as well. There's a zombie movie with like a lot of wrestlers in it. I can't remember what it's called. Mr. Perfect.
Is that the one with
Mr. Perfect in it and everything?
Yeah. Has Bret Hart ever been in a film? I wonder.
Yes, actually, a Western.
He did a TV show. I remember that.
And Sting has been in a few disasters of films over the years.
Triple H was in not great movies. He was in Blade Trinity.
He was. Wasn't in another one then as well? I think he was like a babysitter or something.
The chaperone.
He was minding a girl or something.
Chaperone, that's the one. But there's a load of wrestler films. What about the classic Ready to Rumble?
Oh man. I sadly know all the words to that film.
Yeah, I actually really like it. I know a lot of people don't.
Yeah, that's the famous David Arquette and Scott Caan, and you had DDP. What was your man's name again?
The King, I Will Rule You.
I Will Rule You.
Oliver Flash.
Jimmy the King, there.
Yeah.
I think, of course, Sasha Money as well. She was in the Star Wars Mandalorian, and because
Was she?
Yeah. She's one of the She was actually one of the bounty hunters in it, and because her character is actually a must stay in the show, and because it's underneath Disney, she has to do some filming with them.
There's a lot of films WWE produced as well. There's one with Dean Ambrose, 13 rounds or something, is it?
Yeah, and John Cena was in 12 rounds, and then I mentioned
Randy Orton was in one as well.
Yeah, Goldberg's in a few films, and The Miz.
I was just going to say The Miz, yeah.
Goldberg's in Universal Soldier 3.
Yeah, against Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
When I actually interviewed him, he said Van Damme. He didn't really say he was a dickhead. He said he was hard to work with.
Undertaker was in a few as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was in one in the 90s, the early 90s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He had a big role in one of them. Yeah. Jesus, you learn something every day, guys. If there is someone out there that knows another film, man, we're missing one of the big names. I'm thinking Paige. Paige was in a film as well, a Christmas film.
Paige's Life. There was that one.
Yeah.
There's Stone Cold. He was in The Condemned, and he was in one of the Grown Up movies.
Yeah, and he was in The Longest Year too.
Yeah.
Well,
you have to make a shared Google Doc just to give me all these movies.
Longest Year, there's about 10 wrestlers in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I think we'll have to do a show maybe next week or the week after us to go through all the movies. I think we've just clicked the button on something big there. a movie review via
Is
wrestling.
it just movies or TV shows included? Because Becky was in Billions.
Yeah, and Becky was in the Rock movie. Or Rock
Oh
show.
yeah. Was
Rock,
she in
Young Rock.
Billions? Yeah.
Yeah, she was just a small 1 episode promo. She just came into the office and to give a pep talk, like.
Oh man, as Becky Lynch or someone else?
As WWE superstar Becky Lynch.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Limerick's on Becky. She's a monster head.
Bill, the next Deep Red Productions, we might need to get a hold of one of the wrestlers from the Irish scene, just to stop them off, as in like you need to be in wrestling movies.
Yeah, I know, it's true. It's very true. Right, we have to go quickly, guys, to All Elite Wrestling because it's fresh and we have you all waiting to hear our opinions and such and such. So obviously there's a lot of talk, and yet again, look, the big news coming from as they have announced that they will be returning next August 2024 back to Wembley. A lot of people saying it won't be the same as this year, that they'll probably have less next year than they will this year. I don't know if that's true, and I reckon the momentum will build. There was some epic matches. There was not many surprises, but there was a lot of matches, a lot of epic outcomes. And I want to talk to Megan first about CM Punk, right? So apparently CM Punk had an alteration with a certain superstar backstage, right? What's your thoughts on Punk? There's talks he might be fired. There's talks that he's after crossing the line. So look, via CM Punk, do you reckon he's completely fucked things up and he's going to get sacked? Because he's causing a lot of trouble backstage, apparently.
It's like Punk has always been this person that does what he wants when he wants.
Yeah.
And for some people that works, but I don't think it ever worked for him. He wants it to work so bad that it just works against him, I think. I'm not too up to date with what happened, but I've a bit of understanding about it. But I think he just thinks he should be the top dog. He should be the one in charge, and sometimes the little pops bite back.
They do. Love it, Meg. Matt, what's your thoughts? Look, there was that alteration apparently before Punk went up to the ring last night with a certain superstar that we all know quite well. And look, it's apparently he's causing a lot of trouble. I don't know what's going on. And I was following it All In Facebook page, and I could see fans were meeting him. Fans met him in Starbucks this morning. He was flown about London, taking pictures with everyone. MJF, by the way, was in McDonald's last night about fucking 2 a.m. trying to use the machine, which is incredible. The fan, see the picture of the fan? I think I put into the.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Like incredible. But look, what's your thoughts on Punk? There's talks now he's in trouble again, and there's an alteration, and there's shit going to go on this time.
When you said that MJF is like in McDonald's trying to use the McFlurry machine, I can see it him actually calling it Mark all the bitches, like fucking Mark. But my thoughts on CM Punk, as soon as I heard this news about the altercation he had, the first thing I thought to my mind was, this is gonna go on for months. This whole thing is gonna go on for a month. I mean, I'm still a Punk fan, but it's just, I feel like from Punk's perspective, because I wouldn't say he's older now, but because he's now dealing with, younger talent coming to AEW, and they have different type of like takes on themselves. They have like different styles and everything that Punk is now officially not understanding, because the way how he started was completely different. He feels like that he has the right to actually call them out and say how it's supposed to be done. You're supposed to take this bump. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do this move. And it's just that could easily get to somebody's ear one way, like one ear after the other. They'll take it as an insult somehow. So I feel like Punk still feels like he should have the right to step up and say it. It's just, I'm again still a Punk fan, but it's just like sometimes Punk needs to, stop, take a deep breath, think what you're going to say, and maybe if you want to say something, try not to say something without shoving and a chair flying around. So that's my thoughts on Punk. Was like, he just needs to sometimes take a step back, realize what he's going to cause.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Phil, look, obviously you know the story of Punk. There's a lot of shit flowing about at the moment. Has he really burnt the bridges now? Is he trying to get over his contract? What do you reckon is going on?
I don't know, but I went looking because I wanted to see all the sides of this. So apparently this kicked off, and it's coming from reliable sources online, that when he got to the UK, there was nobody to pick him up. Yeah. So when he arrived in Heathrow, there was no driver to bring him to his hotel. So obviously that would piss anyone off, because you're a big star. You don't want to be going through these to town, especially if you don't know the area. So apparently he went on the tubes and underground and was completely lost when he arrived. So I could see him being completely pissed off before he even got to the arena.
Do you reckon that was deliberate, Phil, or do you reckon it was a mix-up?
I don't know, because this other story said that he had a phone number, and when he tried to ring it, it wouldn't ring. It was kept on ringing out, or just wouldn't answer.
Surely didn't know when his flight's getting in. Like,
he arrived later than normal because he wanted to spend some time with his dogs.
Yeah.
So I think he came late Friday or something before.
Yeah.
But like I just, everything seems to be his fault, and I really, really wanted to try and defend him, but it's very difficult to do that.
I don't blame Punk from being frustrated. Like, okay, real quick, Meg, have you ever been to London?
Sorry, I was just on mute of myself. Yeah, it's very busy.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, since we all have experiences, like the tubes can be like no joke. You don't know where you go. You won't believe the amount of times I got lost in the tubes so many times.
Yeah.
So Stan, when you said that Punk had to take tubes, I was like, and he doesn't know the area very well. I'll be annoyed as well, like, so.
But it's even worse because he's so recognizable. Like, he can't even have a peaceful journey. Like, if he does have to take public transport, it's one, he's pissed off he has to do public transport. In the city, he doesn't know, number two. And number three, he is a recognizable person. So I would absolutely be fuming if I showed up as well. And then you have people that he doesn't maybe get on with anyway there. And you're like, you know what? Like, the kettle was already boiling. Like,
yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And then as well, he's talking shit into the camera, and it was clearly aimed at CM Punk with the Crimea River and this is real glass. Like, he couldn't say any of that stuff. Like that's what really set him off.
Yeah.
No, perfectly put. It remains to be seen. We're expecting more gossip in the next couple of hours and days, so we'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted on our Twitter page and on our Instagram page, which we are using, by the way. After we vacated the Instagram page for about 2 years, but we're starting to give that page a bit of love again.
Yeah, you really built that up.
Yeah, so it's allow me at last. You know, I've gone 4 weeks now, which is incredible, by the way. Just to keep that page going for 4 weeks is mad in my world. But yeah, we're gonna try and keep it going for another 4 weeks and another 4 weeks, and yeah, it's good. But the results. So MGF and Adam Cole started off the night. They defeated Aussie Open in the tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Hook defeated Jack Perry. Jack Perry, the man that had that alteration with CM Punk. CM Punk defeated Samoa Joe via pinfall for the real World Championship. The Bullet Club, obviously Juice Robinson, Jay White, and Tashita defeated the Golden Elite. That was Omega, Hangman Page, and quote that was by pinfall. FTR defeated the Young Bucks. That was a great match, by the way. There was no handshake at the end, so that looks like that rivalry will continue. There was the Stampede match, which was a bit bizarre. Obviously, Eddie Kingston. I think that match in general was crazy. The Best Friends, obviously Chuck Taylor was there. There was Trent, Orange Cassidy. They defeated Blackpool Combat Club. Page obviously beat Tony Storm and Britt Baker and Machida to become she's the new women's champion. And that was, I think, the really cool part about that, Phil and Matt and Meg, was the way she walked out with the family was pretty emotional.
Yeah, I was actually really happy for Sheila, because I felt like it was like, oh yeah, she never won a proper. I feel like this is her big proper title win. I know she won the women's title, but to be fair, it was the Divas title at the time. So I was like, should we say if that was a proper title run?
Well, there was no people in attendance either when she won it the first time.
Yeah. So I'm happy out for her. I think it's obvious she's been through a lot. So seeing her actually,
she did put up a pretty depressing tweet though about retiring.
Who's that? Sheila.
Yeah, like they're after the match, but I'd say it's just feeling down.
It's just Paige. Paige will probably lose now again soon. You know, and it was just the homecoming for her, and they had to give it a belt, maybe. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Congratulations as well to. I'm still going to call it Paige. I'm not.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
Yeah, it's just that's the way.
The Ryatts is too difficult to say.
Soraya, yeah, it is a tricky name to say actually. Yeah, that's why I'm not saying it. By the way,
Yeah.
it's tricky. Darby Allin and Sting defeated Swerve Strickland.
Oh, can I just say about this match was just pure wrestling entertainment. I watched this with a smile on my face. This match was just brilliant. Like for a man of his age to do what he done in that match for Sting is just incredible. It just reminded me of the Damian Priest and Bad Bunny match, where it was just so.
They worked it perfectly.
Brilliant. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, I kind of just love the matches that you're not 100% push on. You're like, oh yeah, this will be this match. To oh my god, this is probably one of the best matches on the paper.
Yeah,
it was savage. I have to mention as well. Obviously, there was a couple of more matches. So quickly before we go, we had Will Ospreay. Ospreay defeated Chris Jericho. Himself and Sammy had a little tiff at the end. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. Ospreay was.
I'm going to just say sorry to Chris because I said to Chris that he wouldn't be able to keep up a few weeks back. But like that match that was an incredible match.
A dinger.
He read all their stuff in that Chris Jericho pulled off in Hurricane Rana. I was like, whoa.
That's why he's one of the greatest of all time, lads. That's why he will always be one of the greatest, you know.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that I said this at the episode last week, but I thought Sammy was actually going to turn on Chris Jericho.
It's coming.
I thought at the end it was going to be like Chris Jericho, Sammy hugging, but Sammy will kick Chris Jericho in the balls, similar to what Chris Jericho did to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, I think this was more of a what's the word I'm looking for? A crowning moment for Will Ospreay.
100%.
And that would have taken away from it if they turned Jericho heel or Sammy heel.
Yeah, but even the entrance, everything about like Jericho's entrance, Will Ospreay, like, you know, Ospreay. People forget how young Ospreay still is. Like, it's fucking incredible what he's achieved already. But we're looking forward. He's back at Impact soon, so we'll have more on the next show.
For glory, he's making his return.
That'd be sick.
We've got to mention another wrestling company called OTT.
Yeah, he's back at OTT as well. Good one, Matt.
This weekend coming.
Yeah, this weekend. A lot of people will be looking forward to that. So if you haven't got tickets already, make sure you grab them ASAP if there's any left. They're normally all gone. But look, check out eventbrite.ie and they will have the tickets there. I believe the tickets are for Moxley, they are at eventbrite.ie, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, I think for this one, maybe they're not. They're at the other source. But we'll get that up on the Twitter page ASAP. Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed defeated the House of Black. That was incredible. A bit of a good gesture at the end with a handshake. And last of all, MJF defeated Adam Cole by pinfall. The match ended in a draw. Then obviously they added the minutes, and I think that when MJF goes, "We're not fucking finishing until the match is over," and there's a winner. I think that was pretty cool. But let's just go to that before we wrap up, guys. MJF and Adam Cole. Phil, what was your thoughts?
My favorite match on the card, and the story of this match is just incredible. Like, if I suppose you have to follow the actual story to enjoy this match. Like, if you watch this match without any of the back stuff.
Yeah,
you're like, why is this double pin happening after double clothesline? You know, because I had a few buddies message me who kind of casually watching. They're like, oh, double clothesline's ridiculous. I was like, that's not the point. The point is you have to watch the whole story of this. Double clothesline means a lot. I thought it was really expertly done, and it was one of the most unique main events I've ever seen.
Yeah, there you go, from the man himself. The nearest thing to Dave Meltzer, and Meltzer was in the house. Yeah. Meg, MJF, obviously, look, you know, Adam Cole, we know Adam Cole from NXT and WWE, but look, what a way to finish off the, you know, All In London. Thoughts on MJF? Do you think this guy is going to be the biggest star in World Wrestling in years to come, or he currently is the biggest star in all of wrestling?
I'll actually be honest, I'm a bit behind on this now. I've been here frantically trying to Google. I'm like, what do I know about that? So I am behind. I won't even try to disrespect them by giving my an uninformed opinion on that one. But I'll do my research for next time.
No problem. Up. But you know MJF. What's your thoughts on MJF in general?
Yeah, can't give any thoughts right now.
All right, no problem. That sounds
Adam
good.
Cole, though. I'm a big fan of Adam Cole, though.
Adam Cole, baby. Matt Murphy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I know I keep feeling like this is gonna happen, but if they turn on each other, my heart is gonna honestly break. just because I officially now love just like seeing MJF actually jumping around the place, getting all excited with Adam Cole. It's like, oh God, I feel like something's coming. I don't want it to happen, but
doesn't it make you excited to watch the match? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it does. I was really invested, like, you know.
Yeah.
I was, my favorite part was, because I love a bit of comedy here and there, was when they were passing the chair back and forth, and Adam go like toss it at MJF, he fell, and MJF just like put the chair wrapped around his head and just like lie down. I was like, oh, Eddie is proud, lads. This is actually some way to put it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed the main event, and of course, a lot of build up for it. It was on the poster and everything, so yeah, it was unreal, like.
Win-win, 100%.
I mean that though, I've never seen a main event like that, my life. The storytelling was incredible.
Up there with the Usos and the Bloodline and Sammy.
I would be just that, like this. You know what? When I first saw this Adam Cole and MJF stuff, I was like, this is a lot of nonsense. Yeah, this is really bad. And I was like, okay, because you know me, AEW. I haven't been the best at AEW for a long time, but they've really upped their game in the last few weeks. So we'll see.
Love it. 5 stars from
Because like even there on Dynamite, because we didn't talk about it, Will Ospreay and Jericho's promo was outstanding.
Yeah, no, it was. All the better to be in Dublin this week to see the man himself, Ospreay, who's he's also wrestling in Cork for the people that don't know, and I'm sure we'll probably see him in RCW in the near future. For anyone, make sure you grab your tickets. RCW, the Kino Cork, also OTT this weekend. We'll have all the shows on our Twitter page, and we'll be talking. Sorry, Philly.
No, I was going to say just before we go, because I know we're on no time. We didn't get talked about it, but there's a post put up by LJ.
Yeah. So it's concerning for the Irish fans that he may no longer be on the Irish seas in the coming weeks. So without speculating, where do you reckon he is, Phil? Is he impacted?
Surely
I think it's NXT.
Surely he's joining Aoife. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Surely he's joining Aoife.
Yeah, I think NXT. What do you reckon, Matt? NXT?
I'm surprised that he hasn't been picked up so long ago. He did NXT, so I was like, when I saw the post, like, I thought you were already going. So much LJ.
They probably offered LJ a contract fucking when he first had his first match, but he just said, no, I want to stay in Ireland for the next couple of years and wrestle for my Irish people. So I think he's begrudged the contracts, and he's like, look, I want to wrestle for my own people, and you know what I mean, I'm going to stay in Ireland and do it. But no, he's like, right, I have to kind of go now because they've offered me a bigger contract maybe, you know.
Yeah, time to go. Like LJ will always have great moments. I mean, when he did the I know it's not called the Canadian Destroyer on Martin Steers on RCW one time. I actually lost it. So that was my personal favorite LJ moment. Of course, him winning the RCW title, and just the photo of him with all the title belts. That's going viral already on the scene. So LJ, beautiful life. You're still going. That's about we live a beautiful life.
It's a beautiful life. Imagine that, NXT. Right, guys, we'll be back next week with an all-in-depth Irish. We're going to obviously talk a bit more about RCW, OTT, and Hard Knocks and all the many of Irish organizations. If you haven't got an RCW top, Matt, just stand up and show people RCW.
Do I have to? Okay.
Yeah, you do. Right, you can get the RCW tops, and a man that wrestles at RCW, CBL.
There he is.
Oh, I love CBLs. They're brilliant.
Yup Longford. Make sure, if you haven't got your top check, guys, do get them. You can get them on normally the Big Cartel, CBL. Just check them out on Twitter and RCW for all of this merchandise. Meg, it was a pleasure having you back. Phil, Matt, pleasure as always, guys. We'll catch you next week. We're sorry about last week's show, by the way. It somehow fucking disappeared. It was there for 2 days, and then we just realized
it's because I was just too unreal as a host.
Yeah. The show was fucking gone. So yeah, we had to upload it again. So it is there if you haven't seen it. But until next week, guys, God bless, be safe. We'll catch you all soon, and thank you for tuning our way. This is Wrestleslam, the podcast brought to you by Manscaped.com and the Macoka City, Cork City. We'll see you later.